Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Haley. Today I am so excited because we're doing a favorite type of video of mine. 1, lip swatches, and 2, MAC lip swatches. MAC came out with these new Maximal Matte Lipsticks, and I believe that they are replacing the original MAC matte lipstick formula, and it's not the original because it has been reformulated before, so this is the newest reformulation. They are $25. I bought mine off of Macy's.com and they came super quickly. I have the package right here. I haven't even opened yet. I'm so excited. Yes, the MAC Maximal Matte Lipsticks, and I got 2 shades. I got Ruby Woo, which I've never tried the original Ruby Woo. I've only tried the Locked Kiss variation. And then I got this one that I've been eyeing for a long time. It is 606 Kinda Sexy, and it's more of a nude shade, so I'm really excited to try both of these. I'll probably try the nude one first. What I like about this is that they took all of their shades that they had before in the matte formula, and they're all in this Maximal formula as well. I believe there's some new shades in this line also. I'm excited to kind of compare packaging and things like that with the original matte formula. Now, I thought about getting Velvet Teddy because that is my all-time favorite MAC lipstick shade, but I already have like 2. Plus, I have different formulas of it. I have Teddy 2.0. I have their limited edition Love Me lipstick line in that shade. So I think I have enough Velvet Teddy for now. So I wanted to try something different. Okay, so like I always do, I want to read to you the claims from MAC's website about these. It says, silky matte finish, 12-hour comfortable wear, pigment rich, full coverage color. Okay, this is a very long paragraph here. So I'm not going to read the whole thing because I think you guys will get bored, but I'll read the benefits. Conditions and nourishes lips, immediate and 8-hour moisture, comfortable formula, lips look visibly fuller for 12 hours, long wearing and color true 12 hours, non-feathering and non-bleeding 12 hours, non-flaking and non-caking for 12 hours. So I think everything that they're kind of saying in this is like, it's more color, more comfort, more care, long wear, more luxe look, high shine packaging. So that'll be interesting to look at the packaging. All right, let's just get into this, you guys. Definitely a different packaging, seems bigger, has more of a high shine packaging like the description said. So I keep my MAC lipsticks and my Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks in this little holder here that I've recently gotten. Okay, as usual, Velvet Teddy's in my purse, so I'm gonna grab Honey Love instead, just to compare the packaging. Oh wow, okay. This is the original, this is in Honey Love, and this is their new packaging, and this is in the shade Kinda Sexy, which this is a shade that existed before. Interesting. So the MAC is not on the actual packaging anymore, the logo, it's actually on this silver part here. Oh, that's funny. Honey Love is 605, and this is 606 in the range. So this is the one that comes right after, which is really interesting. If the numbers are still the same. Oh, I'm so excited, you guys. I'm that person. I love MAC, specifically their lipsticks. I've gone on a whole description about this before, actually in my last MAC lipstick try-on swatch video, which was for their Locked Kiss Bullet lipsticks, which thank you, by the way, because that video I made 3 months ago and has gone into my pretty much top 3 videos with over 9,000 views, so thank you. I love doing this, you guys. So 606 Kinda Sexy. This looks really pretty, kinda peachy, like a pinky peachy. I feel like this is coming off more peachy in the camera than on my hand. Like, it is peachy, but you can definitely see pink in there too. So I'm interested to see this on my lips. If you're a little bit newer to the lipstick world, lipstick shades are gonna look different based on a lot of things. I mean, your skin tone for one, and also the shade of your natural lips for another. So I'm excited to see this on, but I've been eyeing this shade for a while. I actually almost bought it in the last sale that MAC was having on these, but I decided not to because I was like, I have enough. But then this new formula came out and I said, oh my gosh, I have to try it. I'm not gonna go lip liner. MAC has fantastic lip liners, by the way, that I love, but we're just gonna see with the actual lipstick for today. Ah. Wow, this is super pretty. This is a really pretty everyday kind of nude shade, my initial reaction to the color is it is a peachy, but more of a cool toned peachy. So the really weird but also cool and interesting thing about peach toned things is there's warm toned peach and then there's cool toned peach. And this is definitely more of a cool toned peach because it's less of an orangey and more of a pinky. Like I said earlier, this is really pretty. This would be a super pretty shade for every day. So initial reaction to the formula, this is very creamy going on. So I had put on some lip balm earlier, but it pretty much was completely off by now. I ate breakfast, I was drinking out of a straw and things like that. So I did prep the lips, but there wasn't really any lip balm still on my lips. The previous matte formula was creamy, but it definitely was very matte right from the beginning as well. If your lips were dry, it would definitely skip a little bit over those dry parts and you kind of had to go back over it. For me, the formula of the old matte lipsticks was never too drying. If you had really dry lips, maybe, but I know some people that didn't like them because they felt like they were too dry. I never felt that way, and I kind of have like dry skin, but this definitely, I feel already, if you didn't like those, you'd like these a lot more right off the bat because it is a lot more moisturizing and creamy. I'm trying to see. It's not an immediate dry down matte kind of lipstick. It definitely looks more matte on the lips, but you can see a little bit of that creaminess as well, which this is a bullet lipstick, so it's not gonna look like a liquid lipstick would because those tend to be a lot drier. But if you prefer matte, I do think that you would like this because it's very moisturizing too. I kind of want to give it a couple minutes and see if it dries down just a little bit more. Okay, so I have given this a few minutes and I'm looking at it in the mirror. It definitely is drying down as time goes on. In a good way though, so that it looks more matte, because it is a matte lipstick and it really shouldn't have more of a sheen to it. But it's good because again, it's gonna be kind of a slower dry down, and I don't think it's ever gonna fully dry down like a liquid lipstick would, or even like a slim lipstick would. I like that because I feel like too, if you do get outside of the lip lines or you want to move it around a little bit, you have a few minutes to kind of move it around before it's going to dry down to that matte. But definitely the longer it's on my lips, the more matte it's looking, but it's not drying out my lips, if that makes sense. So I grabbed one of the Locked Kiss Slim lipsticks, and this is a totally different shade, but this one dries down very matte, and I put it kind of next to the swatch on my hand of this new MACXIMAL Matte lipstick, the bullet lipstick. And actually, if you look at them swatched side by side, I feel like it gives a really good picture. Again, the shade difference is stark, but actually this one's definitely more matte, but this one here is almost there. I mean, as it's dried down on my hand, because it's been on my hand even longer than the swatch on my lips has been on, it's matte. It's looking very matte. So that's good, because sometimes with lipsticks, it'll claim to be a certain formula, but then I question it, you know, like some will say it's like a velvet matte, and then I'm like, no, this is just way more creamy than velvet, or things like that. So I'm happy to say that this is a matte lipstick, but it's not going to be too drying at all. I like how moisturizing it feels, but it is slowly drying down to give that matte look, because I definitely prefer the matte look. Although I don't know, I feel like I've been branching out a little bit with more lustrous lipsticks, which we're going to talk about in a future video here soon, but this is really pretty, and it would look really pretty with a lip liner as well. I love this. So another good visual for you, the MACXIMAL Matte that I have on my lips came right off with this towel, and this one I'm trying to get it off and it's really hard to get off. So that's good too, to know. It's not going to be impossible to remove, which some people hate, some people like it. It just depends. For me, it just depends on what I'm going for that day. There are times where I like lipsticks like this one that are hard to get off, and there are times where I like this for more of every day. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm so excited to try the red, because you guys know red is my jam. Okay, I'm gonna try to take this off my lips with just this little microfiber towel here. And it is coming off. It's not super easy, but it is coming off without a remover. You kind of just have to work at it a little bit, so that's good to know as well. Which again can be good or bad. It just sort of depends on how you're feeling what you're wanting out of your lipstick that day. Okay, so my lips are definitely a little bit more dry now that I've put that on and I've taken it off with just this. Not overly dry, but they feel a little more dry than when I started. So it'll be interesting to try our next lipstick. Okay. I am excited because I'm gonna try Ruby Woo for the first time ever, the actual Ruby Woo. I'm so excited. This is $6.91. Again, same kind of outer packaging. I do feel like with this packaging, it being a little bit bigger, it's not as easy to just kind of throw in your purse. You certainly can, but I do feel like the size of the previous formula, it just didn't take up as much space. So something to note, but it's not a huge deal. Well, this looks absolutely gorgeous, does it not? Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed already, haven't even swatched it. Okay, we got a blue toned red here. This is beautiful. Oh, okay. So with a shade like this, I do feel like a lip liner would be good, but it's not impossible to put on without a lip liner. The tip of it is super pointed, not overly, but pointed enough that you can kind of make it work as your liner. Really good pigment, though I am going over it a few times to just build it up. Yeah, definitely want a lip liner with this one. I'm having a harder time with my top lip lines. Oh, so pretty. I do want to go over this one a little bit later after we talk about it with a lip liner, just because I feel like up close it's looking a little crazy. I don't know about on camera. This is beautiful. This is exactly the kind of lipstick shade that I like. I mean, I think there's a time and place for everything. I think there's a great time for more orangey, for even more pinky reds, but this is just beautiful. Makes your teeth look whiter, which is always nice. The pigment is really good. I think this one claims to be a little bit more pigmented. I don't know about that. I've tried a lot of MAC lipsticks and I think the pigment is maybe a little bit more, but not noticeable. I don't think I would have noticed it without reading that on there. MAC lipsticks are always pretty pigmented to me. Again, what I'm noticing is the creaminess of it going on and that it's slowly drying down instead of being so matte right away, and I really like that. Now, since the last video that I did was with the MAC Locked Kiss Slim Lipsticks, I ordered the shade in that one Ruby True, which is supposed to be like a spin-off of Ruby Woo, so I just for fun kind of want to swatch it on my hand next to it to see the differences, and they look really similar. I think that the original Ruby Woo maybe looks a little bit more cool toned. This is the original Ruby Woo and this is Ruby True. They look really similar. This one looks a little bit more blue toned, I feel like, and a little more pinky. And this one may be more of a true red, but I mean, I feel like they both look super similar even in these swatches. And then same thing with the formula. You can see the Ruby Woo on my hand slowly kind of drying down and it's becoming more and more matte, whereas this one's just super matte right off the bat. So in case you watched that video and you were curious, they do look really similar. I do think that Ruby Woo looks more blue toned and a little bit more on the pinky side, whereas Ruby True is more of like a true red, which probably makes sense with the name. I'm just looking at this again now that it's been on my lips for a while. Really interesting how it slowly dries down to that matte. I like it. Like I said, especially for something like a red like this, if you got it outside of the lip lines, it seems like you have a few minutes to really clean it up instead of it being so matte right away and then it's hard to get off and then you're getting it on your foundation down here and you're trying to get that off. It's nice that you have some time to work with it, but it definitely is becoming a true matte. And that's what I love, especially in a red. I think true mattes in a red are just like, oh, it's where it's at. You know what I mean? It looks so pretty. The sentimental side of me feels sad that I'm pretty sure they're doing away with the old formula because you can't really find them on MAC's website, on Ulta's website. They'll have like a pinks range or something like that. And those they seem to still have on their website, but the full line of matte lipsticks I'm not seeing anymore. Also, when I was looking through the shade names, they have a Warm Teddy on there, which I've never noticed before as a shade. Maybe they had that before, or maybe it's a new one, which I should have gotten that one to test it out. But again, I have so many Velvet Teddies and Velvet Teddy variations. Haley, you need to just take a break. So what I want to do now is clean this up with a MAC lip liner and show you how that works. Oh my gosh, this is so old and I just broke the tip of it, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. This is MAC Cherry Lip Pencil. As far as I know, they still sell this. And it's a really pretty darker red shade. So, and really it doesn't look that bad on its own without lip liner, except on the top, because my Cupid's bow is super defined. Sometimes I'll just go right over the Cupid's bow, but usually I like to show that, just more of a classic look. So we're gonna clean this up here. Oh, you know what? I'll show you a swatch of this cherry shade too. So there is the cherry lip liner next to Ruby Woo. Let's work on this here. Start with the bottom. I actually will do this a lot. I'll apply the lipstick first and then put the lip liner on to clean it up. Some people do it vice versa, and sometimes I do too, but if you don't want to overdo it on the lip liner, sometimes it's good to do it this way instead. So that bottom worked out perfectly. Now I'm gonna work on the top here. Okay, I feel like that cleaned up really well with that lip liner. These two go really well together. That's pretty. This is gorgeous. And now I've had this on even longer than I had the Kinda Sexy on. Again, you can just really feel how truly matte this is. But again, it's not drying out my lips. Sometimes with the old formula, I'd get some flaking if I had dry lips, and I would just kind of peel it off a little bit, or I'd put some lip balm on first, just different techniques. This one, I don't know if it would do that. Maybe if you had really, really dry lips, but I'm not seeing that, and I'm really happy about that. Even though, again, the sentimental side of me, I feel like is gonna miss that because that is the formula that I fell in love with MAC with. But it's always great to improve formulas. And I do think that this is definitely an improved version of the old formula. And I don't actually know if I wanna have as defined of a lip line. So I think I might even go over it a little bit with that Ruby Woo again, just to make it all sort of blend in. So again, leaving that lip line, but just going almost to the edge of it, just to blend a little bit. This is beautiful. One of my friends that I used to do theater with, I did theater for about 5 years in the summer and in the spring sometimes. And one of my good friends from theater, her favorite red lipstick shade, she wore red lipstick all the time, was Ruby Woo, and I always wanted to try it. It's funny how we all have our favorites, right? Like, I know some people that really love Viva Glam, which I have tried Viva Glam before. It wasn't my favorite. I feel like maybe I'm a little bit too fair for Viva Glam, but this is absolutely gorgeous. I am very excited about the shade of this. Again, I feel like Maximal is probably the right name for it. It's an elevated formula from their previous matte lipstick formula. It's definitely a lot more comfortable, a lot more nourishing, a little easier to work with right off the bat. I don't, again, think it's more pigmented, maybe a little bit, but not super noticeable because I've just always loved the pigment, as I said earlier, but I really, really like this, and I'm excited to continue collecting MAC lipsticks and getting more shades and adding these to my little collection back there. MAC, I just love MAC. I'm actually wearing a lot of MAC today. I just figured it'd be fun for the video. I'm wearing the Unfiltered Nudes eyeshadow palette. They're more cool toned, gray silvery type of shades on my eyes. The Glow Play blush in Blush Please, which is my favorite blush of all time. I'm wearing the highlighter in Double Gleam, and I used Fix Plus on my face today. So this is a lot of MAC happening, and I just love MAC. I really do. Of the two, I do think that I like Ruby Woo a little bit more, but that's really just because I really love reds, and I'm excited to have another go-to red lipstick. But I also really like Kinda Sexy. I re-swatched these for you. I'm excited to wear this on a daily basis, especially like to work. This is great. As I've said many times, I'm a middle school teacher. I don't have a ton of time to go to the bathroom and check how my makeup's looking. So I prefer matte lipsticks because they don't move around the same way that more lustrous lip products do. Like I said, I am branching out, and I've found some that I really love that are actually gonna be in my February favorites, but matte will always have my heart. And I'm loving these new Maximal matte lipsticks. Excited to have a nude shade to wear on a daily basis. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will subscribe and give it a like. It does really help out my channel. If you're already subscribed, I hope you'll hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you guys. Bye.